Welcome along, my name is Ben, and in this video I'm going to show you how to draw and make a Pikachu puppet out of a single sheet of paper. Now, on this channel I design, create and show you how to make paper-based working replicas of beloved Muppets, puppets, characters and creatures. Now, they can be pretty complex to make, so in this series I'm keeping it simple and I'm going to show you how you can bring to life your favourite characters and creatures using a single sheet of paper. Now, the basis for creating all of the paper puppets in this series is my printable folding template kit, which you can grab for a small one-off payment from my online store and then use again and again and again to create your own collection of paper puppets. So let's get into it. This is how to draw and make a Pikachu puppet out of a single sheet of paper. We're using template 9 from my puppet building kit, which we'll cut in half, leaving aside the blank half for drawing the body on a little later. We'll add in these two diagonally vertical lines. The horizontal measurement here is 2.5 centimeters out from the bottom of each guideline, and we draw a semicircular arc across that length on each side to represent the top half of his cheeks. Next, his eyes are two circles, each bisecting the guideline with around 2/3 of the circle on the inside of the guideline, the bottom of the circle on the same horizontal line as the top of the cheek circle, and a diameter of about 1.5 centimeters. His nose is a small dot and his upper lip two mirrored tick-like curves just above the middle horizontal folding line. The rest of his mouth is an elongated U shape. Next we add some highlight circles to his eyes. Then we measure 2.5 centimeters down the diagonal fold line of the upper mouth on both sides and allow a shallow curve which will represent the lower half of his cheeks. With a final little curve in the mouth area to mark out his tongue, we're done with the pencil sketching and move to inking the sketch in with the black biro pen. We erase the pencil marks and add the necessary colours. And we'll come back to fold the head shortly, but first we're going to sketch his body. Working on the other half of the sheet in landscape orientation, we mark out a rectangle to the right of the sheet, crossing it with two diagonal lines from corner to corner. Then we sketch out his body within the rectangle grid. You'll see I'm using yellow paper here, mainly because Pikachu is so very yellow, and I felt that the end result using yellow paper would look much better than me trying to colour the whole thing in. Here we add in his feet along the bottom edge, and then the tops of his arms run as curved lines parallel with the diagonal guidelines, and once you've added in the bottom lines, his arms should be quite chunky. This semicircle will be a glue-in flap that we'll come back to. Then his tail is a zigzag step pattern, creating that famous lightning-esque shape. The next two shapes will be his ears, which we can just squeeze in below the tail here. They have a rabbit-like quality and are quite long and thin. The pencil sketch marks aren't brilliantly clear on this video, so if you're copying along at home, it might be worth pausing when we get to the inking in stage to get a clearer picture of the sketch proportions. Then we add his fingers or claws as little zigzags on both hands, marking his toes, and then add a few lines along the tail and lower edge of his body that will help with some shading shortly. Then we ink in the lines, again adjusting and correcting any mistakes as we go, erase the pencil marks and add in the small amounts of colour that we need. Brown on the tail, black on the tips of his ears, and grey along the lower line. Then we cut it out, including the curved line of the semicircle. And then we're on to the head folding. I'm not going to go through every detail of the process, as when you purchase my kit you'll get access to the full video instructions for folding this template, but regardless, hopefully this gives you a good enough impression of how it all fits together. And all the folds you're seeing here are going to allow Pikachu's mouth to open and close. Having pre-scored the fold lines, we fold along all the lines around the mouth, ready to glue it all in place. We glue these tabs at the top of the mouth, and then we move around to the back to glue down the resulting tabs onto the top of the mouth section at the back. Then we do the same with the bottom half of the mouth, gluing and folding the triangular tabs together at the front, and then round the back you'll find another couple of tabs to glue up to the bottom of the mouth section at the back. Then we fold over the edges of those tabs to glue them over onto the top half of the mouth section. We fold this strip of paper into quarters lengthways, creating a V shape, and glue it into the back of the face at the top of the mouth section to create a finger loop for manipulating the mouth open and shut. Then we fold in the top corners of the head along the diagonal line of the folding square, and that folds back into a triangle at the back, which we fold in half and then fold in at the end to lock in place. We add 2 diagonal score lines at the bottom end of his right ear and 1 horizontal score line at the bottom of his left ear, just above the tab, and then fold those lines and glue the bottom tab into his head, the right ear just over the corner fold, and the left ear to the side just below the corner fold. Then we take the spare piece of paper left over from below his body on the body template, fold it into quarters like the previous strip of paper to create a V shape, and glue it into the back of the body as a mini handle to hold the body of the puppet. To attach the head to the body, firstly we glue the front of the semicircular tab, and then with the head upside down and facing the body, we attach the bottom tab of the head section to the semicircular tab with the bottom edge of each aligning. The top of the semicircular tab then folds over again to glue onto the other side of the bottom head tab. We curve the shoulders back a bit, fold back the long tab at the bottom of the head section, part of which we've obviously just glued to the body. Once the glue is dried, we flip the head up, put our middle finger in the finger loop behind the face and our thumb through the semicircular hole to be able to open and close his mouth. And that is a Pikachu puppet made from a single sheet of paper. And for more ideas of paper puppets you can make with my template kit, check out the video playlist on screen now. Until next time, bye!